Hello and welcome to a video enrichment brought to you by the Eugene Family YMCA. My name is Amelia and I'm an after-school teacher here at the Y, and I'm here to lead you in an online at-home enrichment activity. These activities are designed for you to use materials you have readily available at home. Thank you for tuning in, and let's get started. Hi everyone, today I will be showing you how to make your own homemade Play-Doh. This is a really easy recipe that can last for about 4 weeks and is made with ingredients that you can find in your own kitchen. So let's get started and make some homemade Play-Doh. First, you'll need to gather some flour, some salt, either kosher or table, they'll both work. We're also going to need a bowl, food coloring, and a 1/4 cup measuring cup. All right, first you're going to begin by measuring a 1/2 cup of flour into your mixing bowl. I'm going to put 2 1/4 cup scoops. And next you're going to measure a 1/4 cup of salt into the same bowl. Then you're going to kind of mix them up until they're well mixed. You can definitely use a fork, but you know, I'm gonna get my hands messy making this anyway, so I'm just gonna use my fingers. Gonna mix them up until they are well mixed together. Then you are going to add a 1/4 cup of water. Just pour it on in right in the middle. Now you can use a fork to mix this, or you can use your hands. I am going to use a fork to stir until it's mostly mixed, and then I'm going to use my hands. So you're kind of just going to gently mix it together. It may take a little bit of stirring to get it all mixed up. And once it starts to kind of mix together, then I'm going to switch to using my hands. You're going to just keep mixing it until it feels kind of like a dough. And if it's too wet, then you can add a little bit more flour. And if it's too crumbly, then you can add some more water. Now mine is looking a little bit crumbly, so I think I'm going to add just a little bit more water. Now be sure when you're adding a little bit more, add it just a teeny bit at a time, because you don't want your dough getting too wet and you don't want it getting too crumbly. So once your dough starts to look and feel like dough, then you can either play with it as is, or you can add some colors. It should look like this, kind of a little bit sticky still, but not so sticky it comes off on your hands. So now I am going to be adding some colors, and I decided I'm going to make my dough 3 different colors. So I'm going to break it off into 3 different little balls of dough. I'm going to set them on my counter. Now this is the part where it's going to get a little messy. You're probably going to get food coloring on your hands, but that's okay. It'll wash off. So first you're going to start off by making a little crater in each one of these little dough balls. That's where you're going to put the food coloring. This is kind of so it doesn't just spill out onto the counter. And I am going to make some green. All you need is just a couple drops, maybe 3 to 5. It really depends on how dark you want your color to be. I'm going to put 3 drops in mine. I'm going for kind of lighter colors. Then I'm gonna let's do some yellow. I'm gonna do 4 drops of yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right on into the crater. And then let's do do some blue. I'm gonna do 3 drops of blue. So you're going to pick up your dough, kind of squish it together. That color is going to start to get everywhere. So when I'm trying to mix it, trying to keep that food coloring away from my fingers by folding over the food coloring. But, you know, it's bound to get on your fingers. So you're going to start mixing it around. The color's going to look a little marbled at first. So it's going to take a little while to kind of mix it together. You're definitely going to get food coloring on your hands. I already got some green on there, but that's okay. You're just going to keep mixing and mixing and mixing until it becomes one really well mixed color. And then I'm going to repeat those steps for these other 2 colors. I definitely recommend washing your hands in between each color. That way you don't kind of mix the colors together in your dough. So when you're mixing, just be patient, have fun. It'll get there. I will show you how the dough looks in just a second. All right, now this is how the dough should look like when it's done. See, it's a nice and even yellow color, and that nice and even blue, nice and even green. And once you have your colorful dough, you can basically shape it into anything you want. I made a little desert scene, a little cactus and the sun and some sky, just because I really like deserts. And if you plan on storing your dough, it'll keep for about 4 weeks. So you're going to want to place the dough into a plastic bag or jar and store it in your fridge. So now you have your own homemade Play-Doh. I hope you enjoyed this at-home enrichment project. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope that you join us next time for another online activity from the Eugene Family YMCA. Bye!